And good evening. My name is Lance. I'm the North Dakota Carnivore. It's an unusual time for me to be coming live on any stream, especially during the week. I normally do mine on the weekends, but today I just need a little bit of accountability and I wanted to do this live, see if any of the regular people I hang out with show up tonight or not. Basically, I'm starting a fast. Started a fast yesterday. I wanted to do an extended fast, want a little bit of accountability. So I decided, why not? Let's do this. And one of the guys I was talking with said that I should do a live. So I said, okay, I will. I'll jump in, do a live accountability live for doing a 5-day fast, 120 hours. I am currently sitting at 24 hours, 13 minutes, 58 seconds. That was right before this stream started. So I get to see what's going on in here. And this is the time that I have left, 95 hours. But, it's one way to be accountable is to show up and do something like this. Hey, and there's Brian. Good evening, Brian. How are you? I almost said good morning because that's normally when I see you. Good afternoon. Good evening, Brian. How's it going tonight? And how is your sardine fast going? So I took my ketones this morning and my blood glucose. I'll show that here. This was at 5:15. This is after I've been up for an hour. You can see my ketones were at 0.7 and my blood sugars or glucose was at 90 and gave me a GKI of 7.1, which put me in a low level of ketosis. Now, Brian said he's doing great tonight. That's awesome. Then this afternoon, 4 o'clock, or right before 4 o'clock, I always check my ketones again. Glucose was at 84. My ketones were at 2.6. And my GKI is 1.7 or a high therapeutic ketosis. Not bad for that. At that point, that was 22 hours. Not bad at all. Started week 3, added eggs and cut the iced coffee out. Yes. Iced coffee. I never really liked iced coffee. I wouldn't argue with that one. But now, what did I do different on this fast that I didn't do on Saturday when I tried doing a 24-hour dry fast? For me, I think what it came down to was what I was eating before the fast. So when I tried doing the dry fast, I'd had 2 meals with this right here. That's a pork steak. Now, you do see on the right edge there, that's got a nice fat cap on it. This actually had plenty of fat on it. This one was really good. But this is what I started the meal I had before I started my fast. But I had that 2 days in a row. Now, if you're on a carnivore diet or a low carb diet, you know that this is not the same type of fat. Hello, Delia. How are you doing today? And this pork fat just doesn't have the same nutritional value that beef does. Hey, good evening, Aaron. It's nice to see you here tonight. So, did you ever do the your cracked chicken crock pot recipe? Did you do a video on that? I really want to know. I know I got to make that for my wife if you do someday. But just having this here kind of a meal before I started a fast, it didn't feel my body right. So I didn't have the right energy when I started my fast. Well, I corrected that yesterday, and I had a nice fatty T-bone steak. This had some beautiful marbling in it when I before I cooked it. This is actually really good, and this is like an extra thick cut. It's actually about a pound and a half of meat on that, and that was absolutely delicious. Oh, you did a short on it. I'm gonna have to look at that. I did not look for the short. Brian says that looks great. You haven't been up on the pork after you went full carnivore. I and see that's I actually I love pork. The pork steaks taste delicious, but it's just for me it wasn't the right nutritional value for what I was wanting. And the only thing I could think of is it didn't have the right fat for my body to use to get my ketones up. Because like last night I had that ribeye. Today my ketones they started at point 0.7 and they went up to 2 point what was it? 2.6. Yeah, 2.6 this afternoon. And that's without eating. Now when I had the pork steak and I tried doing my dry fast, my ketones the night before I started, I had this pork steak. My ketones in the morning were at zero point 0.2, and that's the lowest I've ever measured my ketones since I've been using my Keto Mojo. That's the lowest reading I've ever had. So it was different for me. And then 20 hours into it, when I checked my ketones, they were at a zero point 0.6, I think. They had barely even moved. And I was like, yeah, this just isn't right. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the focus that I was expecting I would have for being on a dry fast at 20 hours. And it didn't work out right for me. So I decided I was going to break the fast at 20 hours. That was the dry fast on Saturday. And I also have I'm in another group for fasting, and the guy that runs the group, he started a 6-day fast yesterday or the day before yesterday. So yesterday was his first full day. So we're a day behind where he started, but those of us are doing a 5-day fast. Well, we're all going to end on Friday, so that works out. Oh, you put what you did in the description of the short for the chicken? Awesome. I am definitely going to have to take a look at that after this here, and my wife might get some good chicken here soon. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. Brian says his blood glucose was 86, ketones were 2.9. Looking forward to seeing how cutting out the iced coffee. Yep. And for some people, that does make a difference. Were you using like cream in your iced coffee, or is it just ice? I don't drink iced coffee, so I don't know. I drink hot coffee. Sometimes I do believe my coffee does affect my glucose and my ketones. Should, but you never know. You try to find Aaron's channel. Brian, I can help you out right there. Where is Aaron? There he is. Click on the QR code. If you click on that, that'll bring you right to Aaron's channel. So I've got a couple of people's channels marked like this. Makes it really easy to help people find their channels if you can do that. But wanting to do this here, I've fed myself right. I've used my ribeye because I wanted to make sure that I had the proper fuel to start my fast. And looking at the results of what I've got so far, just 22 hours into my fast, my ketones were at 2.6 instead of at a 0.6. That's a tremendous difference for what I'm trying to do. The healing that my body is going to be going through on this fast, I know is going to be a lot better. And coming on here to do this with people doing the live is going to help me do my accountability to make sure that I stay with it. And it's going to help. I know it is. Brian, I tried using the link the other day. It didn't work. You're going to try it again later. The QR code is one of the widgets on StreamYard. It lets you pop those in the corner. They're actually pretty easy to do. You just need to get the address and cut and paste it into the information there. I found it the other day when I was just messing around. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And I've got Aaron's channel here on my sidebar somewhere. And, I can never find it. It keeps moving on me. But I know how to find them really quick. And I can throw this into the chat real quick. There. Yep. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. The Spud Man showed up and Kelly made George a moderator and George booted him really quick. That was really cool. George doesn't play around. He got rid of that guy really quick. I know when I did my the second time he came into one of my lives, he started bashing Larry and Cassie, and I didn't even give him a warning or anything. The first time he came in, he was bad mouthing people. I put him on timeout. The next time he came in and he went straight in on Larry and Cassie, and I just said, nope, blocked him, got rid of him. Yeah. The link that I put in there should actually bring you right to it. I don't know if you can actually put a link in there that works in the chat. I think it has come up on my end, but hold on one second. Yeah. Yep. So the link I just put in there and that will work. So you can go to that and check it out. So how about them Sabres? When do they play next, Aaron? I was watching that game. The Sabres actually had a really good run going on. I don't like Boston. I've never liked Boston. So the Sabres beating the Bruins, that's a good thing. Get rid of Boston, then we can get rid of the Canadian teams, eh? There's no Canadians in here. At least not that I've seen. And let's see. Now, okay. That link did work then. Good. So, but that's all I wanted to do tonight is I just wanted a little accountability for myself. Talk a little bit about fasting and some of the stuff that goes on when you're fasting, because there's so much that happens to your body. Going into this first full day of fasting, your body actually cuts out and uses up all your glucose and your glycogen, and that's where you start making your ketones. And if you're eating a low carb diet, it happens a little bit quicker, and you can get into a little deeper ketosis really quick. Which the faster you get into a decent level of ketosis, the better your body heals. I know I feel so much better when my ketones get up like that, and the mental clarity that comes with it is just fantastic. Aaron said the link worked. Yeah, they play tomorrow night. Tonight we got the Vegas Knights are playing, and who are they playing? The Mammoth. And I'm not sure what the other game was, but when I get done with this here, I'll probably be out there watching this just a little bit. Yeah, time to eliminate the Bruins. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get them out of here. All right. So I was thinking the next couple of nights, uh, maybe I'll do this here each night until Friday night. Do this for the 120 hours and just talk a little bit about each of the stages that you're going through with the water fast. You know, being at 24 hours is the beginning. This is where most people have their biggest issue is at this point because most people are hungry. And for me right now, I'm not. With my ketones being up, my hunger, the signal from hunger, which is called ghrelin, right now on me, that's gone. I don't have any hunger. I do have thirst, and I didn't bring my water in here with me. I got to have my electrolytes when I'm fasting. If I don't have electrolytes, I can probably go 72 hours without them and just have regular water. But after that, I do need electrolytes. I usually drink 2 electrolytes after 72 hours a day. And that's just to keep me from getting lightheaded, dizzy, and keep my energy where it should be. And Brian says he absolutely loves fasting. You should come out and try. This is the guy that I'm doing this fasting with. It's not a carnivore channel. He's just does fasting, and his YouTube handle is at Finally Fasting, and his name is Jerome. He used to live in Chicago. He moved to the Philippines this winter, and now he's doing his in the Philippines. And you know, he's doing it in the morning. We're doing it at night, but he's going to do tonight. He doesn't have his YouTube channel. He got demonetized, so he stopped doing a lot of the stuff on YouTube. He does it on Patron, which I also use as YouTube, but he does it live through that. And once a month, he does it on a Sunday, and then for this fast, he was talking about doing some of this on YouTube also. But Jerome at Finally Fasting is where you can check him out if you want to see it. He's got some his last video from Sunday should be up there because he was on just regular YouTube. Brian says, I think if I would have grown up with hockey, he would love playing that game. I didn't grow up with hockey. I just started liking it because it's a violent sport. That's what I like. You can go out there and clobber somebody and you get a penalty, you sit down for 2 minutes, and you go back out there and do it all over again. You by putting creatine in with your electrolytes, that's not a bad idea. A little extra hydration in with that too. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Jiffy. Second time I've done this tonight where I've said good morning instead of good evening. Habit sitting here doing this and it being morning and not evening. But it's nice to see you tonight, Jiffy. You try 15 or 20 milligrams. Is that the creatine with your coffee or electrolytes? Yeah. Have you tried the chocolate caramel element with your coffee? That's I actually like it that way. Sounds great. You'll have to head over there and I do. Let me grab Jerome's link here real quick. It'll be just 1 second. There we go. And that should be in the chat now too. So yeah, Jerome Finally Fasting. He's like I said, he's not carnivore, so they do eat all kinds of different stuff, fruits and vegetables, and they talk about breaking their fast with carbohydrates and stuff like that. But there's all kinds of people, and there's a couple other people that are in that group that are doing a ketogenic style diets also, and so, but it's fasting support is what it is, and it's important to have support when you're doing a fast. So, Aaron, you're saying you don't do a fast anymore unless it's a sardine fast? Yeah. You love football. The violence of it is 100%. But that was a young me. Yeah. I used to really like football, but not so much anymore. It's really soured for me the last 10 years or just over 10 years. So it's not something I care to watch a whole lot anymore. I do watch football. My son's a big football fan, so I will watch football with him. I got him into hockey, so he's much better placed now. Jiffy says just like the NHL, sometimes you need a 2 minute timeout. Get put in the penalty box. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, Drone's actually a pretty good guy. He does a lot of support. He talks to the people, just like what we're doing here, what Larry does. So he'll read the comments. He'll go on his rants and he does his stats where um, he goes over, how much he eats and what he has and all this stuff and how much his weight has gone up or down. So it's interesting watching him. I've actually learned a lot about fasting from him in the last year that I've been watching him. Brian says, I saw a doctor that looked interesting. Clicked on the channel and realized it was AI. It took you a minute. Yeah. I've done that too here, and you really got to watch these. There was one of them that it was a Dr. Boz AI. It looked just like Dr. Boz, but there was just something different about the way she spoke and I was like, no way, this is AI. I thought it was actually Dr. Boz. Didn't pay attention to the channel name. Yep. And it was AI. Oh, you watch the Chiefs and yeah, Kansas. Ah, that's not fun. So Jiffy was just I started the stream out tonight showing right before I started, I was at 24 hours fasted, 95 hours to go. 80% of the fast left to do. It's 120 hours, 5 days. And I started out this morning with my ketones at a zero point 0.7 and my glucose at 90 for a low level of GKI ketosis, 7.1. And then this afternoon, just before 4 o'clock, my glucose is at 84. My ketones are at 2.6, and I have a GKI of 0.7. So this is just recapping what I've done. I tried doing a dry fast over the weekend on Saturday, and I couldn't do it. And I put it down to what I was eating. I had 2 nights of a pork steak, and this is just what I'd been eating the last 2 nights. Saturday, my morning ketones were at zero point 0.2, which is the lowest I've had measured ever on my Keto Mojo. And then 20 hours into my fast, my ketones were still only at a zero point 0.6. Did I have I done a live panel? No, I have not. I have not done one of those yet. I thought about doing it. I just have not. I actually had the link ready on Saturday and I was going to do it. And I don't know why I did not. Sorry. John, Together Strong, good evening. How are you doing tonight? Just coming on tonight for accountability, doing a 5-day fast. Yeah, our numbers are really close to being the same. I noticed that when you posted your numbers up earlier here. Where did it go? Yep. So Brian's ketones, his blood glucose was 86 and his ketones were at 2.9. So he was just a little higher on the GKI than I was, or a little lower GKI, probably a 1.5 or a 1.6, which is really good. And always a good place to be when you're doing a fast. You get down there and it's nice to have those ketones and the blood glucose be where it should. You feel so much better. Right? You can tell when Ollie is not at on the live stream. They had some technical difficulties this morning with Dr. Kiltz clicking through the comments. That was kind of funny. You think a panel sound is kind of fun, huh? Well, it is pretty quick and easy to do that. I've never done it before. See, I don't have control like Larry does. But there you go, Brian. You want to test it out? Let's see what that does. I don't even know what the notification looks like on my end because I've never done this before. So you want to come on? Oh, look, see? There you are. How are you doing today, Brian?
I'm doing great. How's it going?
That's going great. It's nice to see you tonight.
This technology thing's a strange thing. I remember in high school, and we're just about the same age, and we had MS DOS, and that was just numbers and wasn't any fun.
Right? I do remember that we had my senior year was the first year that we had a computer in the school, and man, that was strange. Had to do everything on a floppy drive. There was no hard drive really in it. It was lots of fun.
What year did you graduate?
1985.
85. I'm 84.
Yep. So.
Yeah, things are strange. The whole phone thing. I remember I was talking to a friend the other day, and we're talking about the technology, and I am so thankful we didn't have that phone and all this. It's wonderful stuff, but it would have changed everything.
Oh yeah, it is. It's amazing the stuff that we did. Thank God we don't have smartphones back then.
I was laughing the same conversation with a friend. We were talking, and these kids had videotaped themselves doing something completely idiotic. And I said, "Man, how stupid do you have to be?" And he stopped and he said, "Now, if we would have had a phone, we would have videotaped it too."
That's probably a good point, but we didn't have them, so there's no evidence of what we did.
Nope, just the scars.
Just the scars. And everybody has some scars around here, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting over to the fasting guy. I got in on air and stuff and just took a quick look, and looking forward to go through there and look and everything. I love all the different channels now, and I hate when you get on there and you get interested in somebody and then you realize they're just selling you something and there's nothing behind it.
Well, and see, that's the thing with Jerome. He is a health coach also. He does have a setup where he can do health coaching for fasting, so he can help you, do whatever. And he will charge you, and he will bring it up, but he's not pushing it on anybody. He just mentions it, and then he goes on. He does his live stream, and he talks to the people out there. So, and it's a lot of fun hanging out with him.
Yeah, I'm coming up on my first test on the coaching class with Dr. Keltz. So
Oh, awesome.
a lot of
That's
reading
good.
right off the bat.
There's a lot of reading, a lot of listening,
Yeah.
and it's
I told
actually a
my
really
wife
fun
I was
course.
trying to hurt my brain.
What was it?
I told my wife I was trying to hurt my brain with all that reading.
Right? I thought the same thing when I went through that course. I was telling my wife the same thing. I haven't studied, I haven't done anything like this here in years. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
so it's really weird.
Yeah, this morning was hilarious. Dr. Keltz was pushing buttons,
Yeah.
and the kid was having problems with his hearing stuff, and no Alia. And then finally, Dr. Nelson showed up and kind of got everything under control.
See, I missed that part. I didn't come on until like 20 after this morning because I was doing other stuff. But Uncle Charlie says here that his CAC score came back as a 0,
Very nice.
which is amazing, Uncle Charlie. Now, the one person that I've been missing, where's Dr. Boz?
She said about 2 weeks ago on her live that she wouldn't be here last week, and I think maybe she would be back this week, but I'm not 100% on that. She did post a short video the other day, but I can't, for the life of me, I can't think of what it was. But I watched it, and I'll go back and look at it again.
Yeah, I don't remember her. I don't look at her shorts. Might have to look at that there. But I enjoy watching Dr. Boz. She's got some great information too.
Oh, yeah. She's one of the ones you really want to meet, you know?
Yeah.
I was listening to somebody and he was talking, he was going, yeah, I went to a conference and they split you up so you sat with everybody. And they put me right next to Dr. Boz. I don't think I've ever been starstruck, but it hit me. The guy said it was funny.
That's amazing. I'd like to meet Dr. Boz. I'd love to show up at one of the pin chaser meetings.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. That'd be fun to go down there and do that. And then what'd be really is to figure out how to line it up with one of the rocket launches.
Yeah, so you can watch that too.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. See, and Aaron says that he would love to become a health coach. Interesting to find a way to make a living or a side job out of it. A lot of people are doing that, Aaron, and the cost for the Kilt health coach isn't that much. They keep talking about raising the price up, but they haven't done it yet. It's
Yeah,
still
it's
less
going
than
sale.
still less than 500, I believe.
Yeah, I'd do it now because it's going to go up.
Yeah, and if you do, go to Rockin' Coach Amy or Juliet Eden's YouTube channel. I think they have a link that you can go through to get a discount on it.
Yeah.
Or message them directly in one of their chats or whatever and see about that because you can get a discount through them for doing it.
I think if I was ever to pay a coach, a health coach, I'd want it to be Amy. I love her energy, and I think that she said in some live that your coach needs to be a cheerleader too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And Amy is, and I think Juliet is too. Juliet and Amy are the two that I've done the most talking with. Robin, also carnivorous grandma. I've talked with her quite a bit too.
Yeah.
But John Together Strong says that he's been a health coach since 2014 and a primal health coach. That's amazing.
Very nice.
And Aaron's getting blood work done this week. So I haven't had blood work done since I got it done about a month into the start of my carnivore diet, and I haven't done it since.
I was
interested yet.
I was at 4.1 this time, so I was kind of shocked about that. Yeah.
That's cool.
I got down to 4.3, and then it started going up. And I asked Dr. Boz in one of her lives, and she said that's normal. And when I went and got this one, I had good numbers, and I was 4.1. I was surprised.
That's really good. 4.1 for an A1C is amazing.
Yeah.
Did you get your insulin tested also, or?
No, I need to talk to my doctor about that one. And um, he's been really good. When I got sick with COVID, I had a miserable doctor. She was rotten and mean and just horrible. And she finally retired. And part of that's on me that I didn't fire her, and because I
Yeah.
don't deal with change very good at all. And it left a sour taste in my mouth. And this kid, when I walked in, I was still real heavy. And when you tell people what you're thinking about and up to, they kind of give you that look of, okay, I'll see this, and kind of. But then when I started moving the numbers and stuff, he got more interested, and now he's invested. And I talked to him about all sorts of stuff.
Well, I just lost my camera.
Uh-oh.
Same thing happened to Larry the other day.
Yeah.
My phone actually I use my phone as my camera, like Larry was talking about. And 1 second here. My phone restarted on me for whatever reason. It's done that a couple times when I've been doing stuff on StreamYard.
Mitch showed a picture of him getting up out of his chair, and it was an older picture, and he had one monitor and a laptop and then maybe a mixing board or something. But the other
Yeah.
day I saw him get up, and man, he has quite the setup there.
Mitch does. Mitch has quite the setup. See, look at that. I know how to get it back.
Very nice.
I've had this happen to me before, so.
Yeah, I think that happened a couple of weeks ago that you had to go out of it and then come back in or something.
Yep, it did the same thing to me. Aaron's A1C is 6.2 last time. Curious where it'll be this time. Only time's going to tell. You getting blood work this week? Are you getting an insulin test done also, Aaron? When we did my wife's, her doctor didn't want to do a fasting insulin for her because the doctor didn't see a need for it. And my wife's a type 2 diabetic. To properly treat anybody with diabetes, I think that's one of the things that you really need is an A1 or the fasting insulin, because that tells you more than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, this was.
I have a question before. This is kind of an ethics question. One of the ladies in our ketogenic group, the Anita's group, has not MS. What's the?
You froze, Brian. Oh, well, I'm not sure what his question is, but I think we lost you, Brian. All right, so how did I do that before? All right, well, the plan was only to go for about 15 minutes anyway, or half hour. Aaron says self test is through a program you do at work. Twin Health, they pay for it. But you think they're going to test it? That'd be interesting to see if they test that and find out what your actual fasting insulin is, because there's so much more that you can find out about what's going on with your body by finding your fasting insulin, and you can see what progress you're making on where your insulin level is. far better than you can through glucose or A1C. Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. We can chat anytime you want. I'd be happy to chat with you, and because this is actually pretty cool stuff to do and go through all this, and you can do it as quick as you want now. It's because it's not instructor led. The first two classes were, but now it's on your own, so you can do it as quick as you want, and you have access to all the materials and everything. Yeah, I hope they do too. I'd like to see get some useful information out of this. But it's just about 7 o'clock. I was only planning to do this for about half an hour for accountability. I think I'll do this again tomorrow night at the same time, about 6:15, and I'll come back in here and we'll talk about what happens from hours 24 to 48 with your body for fast, for the water fast. See what changes happen, see what your ketones do, and what happens with your immune system in the production of stem cells. So, how about that? We'll come back tomorrow. We'll do the same thing again. I actually did want to do this here. 1 second. I want to do one more widget. Let me do this one more time here. Fill the name, finally fasting. These are pretty quick and easy to pop up here. So this is where I'm going to be going tonight. Sometime between 7:30 and 7:55 is when he starts his live streams. And he may be doing it on his Patron, which is a paid one tonight. But sometime this week, he's probably going to be going live again and on YouTube. So if you want to get some additional fasting support, check out Jerome. It's actually pretty cool to be out there with him doing this. You sent another link there, John. Yeah, from the other day, the ones you sent me for Bob. I did watch that one. That was really good. Also, your insulin was 3.7 last time. That's really good. But were you taking exogenous insulin at that time, Aaron? Or were you done doing the injections or anything like that? Is it if you're taking the exogenous insulin, then your C-peptide is the marker that you want to look at also. That differentiates between your own insulin being made and exogenous insulin being taken. Well, thank you, Jiffy. Hey, next time I throw a link up there, you should jump on and talk with us. Let's see, Aaron will be at the game tomorrow night. Awesome. That's going to be fun. Yeah, thank you, Brian. I'm sorry you froze on that. I don't know what happened. We'll talk again tomorrow, maybe on this here and answer that question. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time. Thanks.